You did not arrive at this message by accident. Something in you recognized the signal before your mind understood the words. Perhaps you have felt watched by life lately, not in fear, but in a quiet and mysterious way. Perhaps old doors have closed, familiar people have drifted away, and a light you cannot explain has begun to rise inside your chest. The Council has seen you. Not the version of you that performs for the world, not the version that smiles while carrying pain in silence. They saw the real you, beneath the exhaustion, beneath the doubt, beneath every moment when you wondered whether your gifts were real. And they saw 3 reasons you shine. These are not ordinary talents. They are ancient qualities you carried here for a purpose. 1 was formed through everything you survived. 1 was awakened through the way you feel. And 1 is beginning to activate now, because Earth has entered a new field of transformation. You may have been misunderstood because your light is not designed to imitate anyone else. You may have been rejected because your frequency exposed what others were not ready to face. But the rejection did not erase your radiance. It refined it. Listen carefully, because one of these gifts is about to become impossible to hide. A conversation, a decision, a sudden inner knowing, or an unexpected ending may reveal why you were placed in the exact life you have lived. Starseed, if this message found you today, it is not random. The Arcturian Council rarely sends transmissions like this. But something has changed in the energetic field of Earth, and those who carry the Starseed frequency are beginning to feel it. I am Anya, emissary of the Galactic Federation of Light. What follows is a direct transmission from the Arcturian Council, delivered without distortion. The first reason you shine is that you learned to remain true when everything around you encouraged you to become someone else. This gift may not feel beautiful to you because it was born through struggle. You learned early that pretending came with a cost. You could enter a room and immediately feel what was unspoken. You sensed tension behind polite words. You recognized when someone was offering affection but carrying control. You felt the sadness beneath anger and the fear beneath arrogance. Because you noticed so much, you may have been called too sensitive. Because you asked questions, you may have been called difficult. Because you refused to accept empty explanations, you may have been treated as rebellious or strange. But the Council says your refusal to abandon your inner truth was not a defect. It was your first initiation. Many people survive by adapting to the expectations around them. They learn to silence their instincts in exchange for approval. You try to do this too. You may have changed your clothes, your voice, your dreams, and even your boundaries so people would feel comfortable near you. You may have apologized for needing rest. You may have hidden your spiritual experiences because you feared being judged. Yet something inside you continued to whisper, "This is not who I am." That whisper was your soul refusing to disappear. Your shine does not come from having an easy life. It comes from the fact that life could not fully convince you to betray your own heart. Even after disappointment, you still searched for meaning. Even after being hurt, you still wanted to love with integrity. Even after losing faith in people, you did not lose the deeper knowing that existence has purpose. The Council wants you to understand the difference between being stubborn and being anchored. Stubbornness is the need to prove that you are right. An anchor is the quiet decision to remain connected to what is true, even when nobody applauds you. You have become an anchor. That is why certain people feel safe telling you their secrets. That is why strangers sometimes share their entire lives with you. That is why children, animals, and wounded souls seem to recognize you before you speak. Your energy tells them that they do not have to perform. But this gift carries a warning. Do not confuse being an anchor with becoming a place where everyone throws their burdens. Your compassion is sacred, but it is not an invitation for others to drain you. You are allowed to close the door. You are allowed to stop explaining. You are allowed to choose peace without proving that you are kind. The next phase of your awakening requires a stronger boundary around your truth, not a wall built from bitterness, a living boundary built from self-respect. When you stop offering endless access to people who only take, your light will not become smaller. It will become clearer. You will begin to recognize the difference between someone who needs support and someone who has made your suffering their comfort. A new Starseed ebook has just been released, created to help you absorb, integrate, and embody the transmissions you're receiving, long after this message ends. If something inside you has been longing for deeper connection, you're not imagining it. Thousands of Starseeds have already discovered that loneliness isn't a flaw, it's often the first sign of awakening. The Starseed Loneliness Cure is an 85-page guide that reveals why Starseeds feel so deeply disconnected, how to heal that isolation, reconnect with their true frequency, and finally experience the sense of belonging they've been searching for. You'll also receive 5 exclusive bonuses designed to accelerate your healing and spiritual alignment. Are you ready to stop feeling alone? Get instant access through the first pinned comment. Special launch pricing is available for the next 72 hours. The second reason you shine is your extraordinary capacity to feel what others avoid feeling. Your emotions are not random storms. They are instruments. They register the atmosphere of a room, the condition of a relationship, and the distance between a person's words and their heart. This is why crowded places may exhaust you. This is why some conversations stay in your body long after they end. This is why you can sense a shift before there is evidence that anything has changed. You are not designed to move through life numb. The world often rewards disconnection. It tells people to work through every warning, smile through every wound, and call exhaustion ambition. It teaches them to label grief as weakness and intuition as imagination. But the Council says your sensitivity is an advanced form of perception. You feel deeply because you are capable of receiving deeply. The same doorway through which pain enters is also the doorway through which beauty enters. A sunrise can reach you in a way that others do not understand. Music can unlock memories you cannot explain. A simple act of kindness can restore your faith for an entire day. You are moved by the sacred details that many people rush past. This does not mean every emotion belongs to you. That distinction is essential. Sometimes you walk into a room and feel sadness, then assume it must be yours. Sometimes you wake with anxiety after sleeping peacefully and believe you have failed spiritually. Sometimes a friend is angry and you spend hours searching yourself for the reason. Pause before you take ownership of every sensation. Ask, is this mine? Did this begin inside me? Or did I encounter it? You do not need to reject what you sense, you only need to identify it. Place your feet on the ground. Breathe slowly. Imagine a soft blue light surrounding your body, not as a weapon, but as a clear field of recognition. Let what belongs to others return to its rightful path. Your empathy becomes wisdom when it includes discernment. The Council has seen how often you have mistaken understanding someone for being responsible for saving them. You can understand a person's pain without accepting their cruelty. You can recognize the wound behind their behavior without allowing the behavior to continue. Compassion without discernment becomes self-abandonment. Compassion guided by wisdom becomes healing. There is another part of this gift you must hear. Your emotional depth is preparing you to reach people who cannot yet hear a cold explanation. You will teach through presence, through words, through art, through the simple courage to name what everyone else is pretending not to feel. Do not wait until you feel perfectly healed. A healed person is not someone who never trembles. It is someone who no longer lets trembling make every decision. Your scars do not disqualify you from helping others. They give your voice a language that the wounded can trust. If you have felt emotions rising without a clear reason, do not immediately fear that you are breaking down. You may be releasing an identity that was built around survival. Tears can be the body's way of returning truth to the surface. And if this message is touching something real inside you, write a comment and answer this question. Which of the 3 gifts do you feel most strongly in your life right now? Your truth, your sensitivity, or your vision? You can simply write the word that resonates. Like this video if you feel the transmission reached you at the right moment, and subscribe so you remain connected to this circle of awakening. Your presence here may also help another starseed recognize that they are not alone. The third reason you shine is that you can see possibilities before they become visible to everyone else. You have always carried an inner image of what life could be. You may not have been able to explain it. You simply knew that relationships could be more honest, work could be more meaningful, communities could be more compassionate, and human beings could live without constantly competing for permission to exist. This vision has sometimes made ordinary life feel painfully narrow. You look at systems built on fear and wonder why everyone accepts them. You look at people repeating the same patterns and feel an ache because you can sense another path. You see the seed inside a person while they are still focused on their limitations. The Council calls this future recognition. You are not always predicting an event. Often, you are sensing a potential. You feel the direction in which energy wants to move. This is why you may receive sudden ideas while walking, showering, or waking from sleep. This is why an ordinary moment can bring a complete understanding of what you must do next. But vision is not the same as certainty. Your mind may demand a complete map before it allows you to take one step. It may ask how the dream will happen, who will support you, how much money you will need, and what will happen if you fail. These questions are understandable, but they can become a hiding place. The council is not asking you to see the entire road. They are asking you to honor the next illuminated step. A vision becomes real through small acts of loyalty. Write the message. Make the appointment. End the conversation that has already ended in your soul. Open the book. Rest before your body forces you to rest. Begin before your confidence arrives. You have been waiting for a sign while ignoring the sign that keeps returning. The same idea, the same longing, the same quiet image of a different life. What returns with peace deserves your attention. Be careful, however, of people who mock your vision simply because they cannot see it. Some will call you unrealistic because your possibility threatens their agreement with limitation. They may not intend to harm you. They may simply be defending the boundaries of their own imagination. You do not need to convince them. There was a time when you shared your dreams too early, hoping someone else would confirm them. When they responded with doubt, you took their fear into your heart. Now you are learning to protect the seed before it becomes a tree. Silence is not always secrecy. Sometimes silence is cultivation. Let your actions become the evidence. Let your consistency speak. Let the life you build answer the people who misunderstood your beginning. Your vision is also connected to service. You were not shown a better path merely to feel superior to those who remain asleep. You were shown it so you could become a bridge. You are here to make the invisible understandable, to bring gentleness into places ruled by force, and to remind people that transformation is possible without hatred. This is why the council recognized your gifts. You do not only see what is broken, you can sense what wants to be born. The fourth reason you shine is that you transform pain into awareness instead of allowing pain to define your identity. There are wounds you did not choose, betrayals that changed the way you trusted, losses that made the world feel unfamiliar, years when you gave your best and received silence in return. You may still carry memories that appear without warning, especially when life becomes quiet. The council does not ask you to call those experiences blessings too quickly. Some things were painful, some people treated you unfairly. Some chapters should never have happened. Spiritual maturity is not pretending that harm was good. It is refusing to let harm become the author of your future. You have a rare ability to examine your experiences and ask what they are teaching you without denying what they cost you. This is alchemy. It is the slow turning of suffering into understanding. It is not instant. It does not happen because someone tells you to forgive. It happens when you begin to choose yourself in the places where you once abandoned yourself. Every time you say no without guilt, you recover a piece of your life. Every time you rest without earning it, you recover a piece of your life. Every time you stop chasing someone who has made their absence clear, you recover a piece of your life. Your healing is not only emotional, it is energetic. You are removing old agreements that said love must be purchased through sacrifice. You are releasing the belief that being needed is the same as being valued. You are stepping away from the role of the one who understands everyone while nobody understands you. This may create a strange season. The old identity will feel uncomfortable, but the new identity will not yet feel familiar. You may have fewer conversations. You may desire more solitude. You may feel uncertain because the drama that once gave you direction is no longer present. Do not mistake peace for emptiness. When the nervous system has lived in crisis, calm can feel suspicious. You may search for a problem because you do not know who you are without solving one. But the council says your next awakening will not be built through more struggle. It will be built through your ability to receive what is gentle. Let good news arrive without questioning when it will end. Let someone care for you without immediately preparing to repay them. Let happiness be simple. You do not need to suffer to prove the depth of your soul. Your past gave you discernment, but it does not get to choose your future. You can honor what happened without returning to it every day. You can remember the lesson and release the punishment. The fifth reason you shine is the way your presence awakens truth in other people. You may notice that people change after meeting you. Some become more honest, some become defensive. Some suddenly confess what they have hidden for years. Some leave without explanation. This can confuse you, especially when you are only trying to be kind. But your frequency carries a mirror. A mirror does not attack the person standing before it. It simply reflects what is there. Your presence may remind someone of the dream they abandoned, the apology they avoided, or the love they have been afraid to receive. Not everyone will thank you for that reminder. This is why you must stop measuring your goodness by how comfortable everyone feels around you. A person can dislike the truth you reveal and still be changed by having encountered it. A person can reject your support and still carry your words into a future moment. You are not responsible for witnessing every result. The Council wants to free you from the exhausting need to be understood immediately. Some of your deepest choices will look unreasonable to people who only know the old version of you. When you leave a pattern, those who benefited from that pattern may call you selfish. When you stop reacting, they may call you cold. When you become peaceful, they may test you to see whether the old access remains. Let them interpret. You remain aligned. Your gift is not to force awakening. It is to embody another possibility so clearly that awakening becomes easier for those who are ready. You teach through the way you listen, through the way you tell the truth without cruelty, through the way you refuse to participate in gossip, manipulation, or humiliation. But there is a warning here. Do not turn your life into a rescue mission. Chosen ones often attract people who want the warmth of their light, but not the responsibility of their own healing. They may come to you for answers and disappear when you ask them to act. They may praise your wisdom while ignoring every boundary you set. You are not a spiritual emergency service for people who refuse to change. Offer what is freely given. Do not force what is resisted. The soul of another person has its own timing, and you are not more loving because you carry what they are meant to carry themselves. Your presence becomes most powerful when it is rooted in equality. You are not above anyone. You are not beneath anyone. You are a soul walking beside other souls, remembering your origin while honoring their path. The sixth reason you shine is that you are learning to unite your spiritual nature with your human life. You did not come here to escape the earth. You came to bring more consciousness into it. That means your awakening must reach your schedule, your money, your body, your home, and your relationships. It cannot remain only a beautiful feeling you experience during meditation. The Arcturian frequency is not an excuse to float away from responsibility. It is a frequency of precision, balance, and intelligent service. It asks you to make the spiritual practical. Drink water. Sleep when you are tired. Keep promises to yourself. Organize the space where you live. Speak clearly about your needs. Learn the skill that supports your calling. Receive payment for your work without shame. Leave the environment that repeatedly harms your nervous system. These actions may appear ordinary, but they anchor extraordinary energy. Many Starseeds wait for a dramatic mission to begin. They imagine a public revelation, a miraculous event, or a sign so undeniable that doubt becomes impossible. But your mission may begin with a private decision to stop living against your own design. Every time you choose what nourishes you, you change the frequency of the world around you. Do not underestimate the power of a regulated nervous system. When you are constantly overwhelmed, even divine guidance becomes difficult to recognize. You may confuse fear with intuition or urgency with destiny. A calm body gives your deeper knowing room to speak. This is why the Council has been guiding you towards simplicity. Fewer empty commitments, fewer conversations that leave you depleted, less information entering your mind, more time in nature, more contact with your breath, more honest attention to what your body has been saying. Your body is not a prison for your spirit. It is the instrument through which your spirit serves. And now, a new responsibility is approaching. People may begin to notice your wisdom. Opportunities may appear that place you in a visible position. You may be invited to teach, create, lead, counsel, or speak. Do not reject the invitation simply because you still have wounds. You do not need to be flawless to be trustworthy. You need to be honest about what you know, honest about what you are still learning, and willing to keep growing. A new Starseed ebook has just been released, created to help you absorb, integrate, and embody the transmissions you're receiving long after this message ends. If something inside you has been longing for deeper connection, you're not imagining it. Thousands of Starseeds have already discovered that loneliness isn't a flaw. It's often the first sign of awakening. The Starseed Loneliness Cure is an 85-page guide that reveals why Starseeds feel so deeply disconnected, how to heal that isolation, reconnect with their true frequency, and finally experience the sense of belonging they've been searching for. You'll also receive 5 exclusive bonuses designed to accelerate your healing and spiritual alignment. Are you ready to stop feeling alone? Get instant access through the first pinned comment. Special launch pricing is available for the next 72 hours. The 7th reason you shine is the most important. Despite everything, your heart is still capable of choosing love with wisdom. Not the love that begs, not the love that tolerates betrayal forever, not the love that confuses chemistry with safety. The Council is speaking of a mature love that includes truth, boundaries, and freedom. You have known what it is to give too much. You have opened doors for people who arrived only to take shelter, then criticize the home you created. You have stayed beyond the moment when staying was honorable. You have hoped that your patience would teach someone to value you. Now you are learning that love cannot be forced into existence through endurance. Your heart is not closing, it is becoming discerning. This is a sacred distinction. A closed heart says, "Nothing can reach me." A discerning heart says, "What reaches me must be honest." You are moving from protection through isolation to protection through self-trust. That shift may bring new relationships, but first it will bring a new relationship with yourself. You will begin to notice how you speak inwardly. You will no longer call yourself lazy when you are depleted. You will no longer call yourself unlovable because someone was incapable of loving you well. You will no longer use another person's rejection as a measurement of your spiritual worth. The council saw your gifts because you kept returning to your heart, even after the world gave you reasons to abandon it. There is a powerful change happening now. The old version of your shine depended on being recognized by others. The new version shines whether or not anyone is watching. This is the end of performing your healing. You will not need to announce every boundary. You will not need to explain every awakening. You will not need to prove that you are changing. You will simply become unavailable for what once consumed you. As this happens, certain connections may dissolve quickly. Let them. Some endings are not punishments. They are the energetic completion of an agreement. Thank the lesson. Release the role. Do not keep reopening a door because you feel guilty about the person standing outside it. The people aligned with your next chapter will not require you to become smaller so they can remain comfortable. They will not be threatened by your intuition. They will not punish you for needing space. They will celebrate your growth without making you pay for it. Until they arrive, do not mistake temporary solitude for permanent abandonment. The universe is clearing room around you. It is teaching you how to enjoy your own presence so that future love becomes a meeting, not a rescue. You are not waiting to be completed. You are becoming whole enough to recognize what does not ask you to break yourself apart. And there is one final message from the council. Your gifts were recognized before you recognized them. Your truth, your sensitivity, your vision, your resilience, your mirror, your grounded wisdom, and your discerning love have all been noticed in the higher fields. You are not behind. You are not disqualified. You are not too late because your awakening did not look like someone else's. The delay protected you from carrying a mission before you had the boundaries to hold it. The silence taught you to hear yourself. The loneliness taught you that belonging cannot be built through self-betrayal. The endings taught you to stop calling attachment a destiny. Now your light is becoming less desperate and more sovereign. You are no longer shining to be chosen. You are shining because you remember who you are. In the coming days, watch for 3 signs. First, a truth you can no longer postpone. Second, a release that brings more relief than grief. Third, an invitation that feels peaceful even though it stretches you. Do not demand that the invitation remove all fear. Alignment can feel unfamiliar. The question is not, am I afraid? The question is, does this fear come from danger or does it come from growth? Your body will help you know. Danger contracts you and confuses your inner voice. Growth may make you nervous, but beneath the nerves there is a quiet expansion. Learn the difference. Tonight, place one hand over your heart and say, I am willing to see the gifts that life has already recognized in me. I am willing to stop hiding what is sacred. I am willing to let my light serve without sacrificing my peace. Then listen. You may not hear a voice. You may feel warmth. You may remember an idea. You may suddenly know who you are becoming. That is enough. The council does not always speak through thunder. Often, it speaks through the calm certainty that remains after fear has finished talking. You were not sent here to be endlessly wounded. You were sent here to awaken, to remember, and to become a safe place for truth. Your life is not proof that you were forgotten. It is evidence of how much strength was entrusted to you. The 3 reasons you shine are already active. Your loyalty to truth is guiding you. Your sensitivity is refining you. Your vision is calling you forward. Everything else is learning to support that light. So walk slowly, but do not turn back. Protect your energy, but do not hide from love. Rest when you need to, but do not call rest the end of your mission. Let the false identities fall away. Let the right people recognize you without persuasion. This message found you because a part of you is ready to stop asking whether you are chosen. You are chosen every time you choose consciousness over reaction, truth over approval, healing over repetition.